Let's go.
This is session 10.
Wow.
At the end of this session, we will have put 40 hours
Hell yeah.
into just this first arc, which
Okay, here's the deal,
is
guys.
very exciting.
We just need to have a weekend marathon where we have like 2 days of nothing but we wake up in the morning, sit down and go all day, go to sleep when we finally crash, wake up and go again.
I'd be down for that, actually.
I need like 10-minute walk breaks and make okay.
Right.
This should be like our staycation.
But that would be
amazing.
That would be something that we could do, and it could be real-time playtime. So it's not just like, oh, okay, you're taking a rest. You don't take a rest until we go to sleep for the night. That's when you take a long rest.
I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, no, because if we play for like 12 hours straight, we could get a year done.
Alright, so here is the recap from last time. So, last week, the party explored the depths of the cave system, collecting heads of their kills to return to the Huntmaster, Bunmore. Your descent was unimpeded, including when Safine shoved Harry into one of the dark rooms he was refusing to go through. You proceeded down the tunnels by burning the spider webs you found ahead of you, which lit the way. Coming into one of the empty rooms, you discovered it wasn't quite so empty, and encountered a man nearly blinded by the sudden light of the fire scorching down the pathways. Remember swiftly disarmed him, and the man, introducing himself as Mal, cowed before the group and offered no resistance when threatened and fled,
Hell yeah.
disturbing a room of bats in his wake. Continuing your journey through the tunnels, Angerod moved quickly to the front of the party, casting a plume of fire along the web to clear the way, and also revealed a monstrous arachnid in the room beyond. Falling into a strategic choke point, the party dispatched almost a dozen palm-sized spiders before they moved farther in. You managed to take out the broodmother, as well as the hatchlings and eggs you found in her nest, without too much injury befalling the group. Safine fell victim to the poison of the hatchlings, but was thankfully brought back from the brink. Exhausted, the party returned to the farm to discuss potential ideas of what could be going on with the blue stones. With the realization that the gods themselves had summoned them and no other obvious paths to take, remember threw 2 unopened letters and a small braid of hair into the fire. Part of her scalp began to burn, and she discovered that one of her braids had turned entirely blonde. With this marking from her goddess, she turned her attention back towards the fire. Angerod too attempted to get clarification, and slipped into an hour-long trance. When she opened her eyes, the entirety of the group was somewhat horrified to discover she had a third eye blinking at the center of her forehead. The following morning, Remember seemed to be in a particularly good mood. She and Safine headed towards the archivist to learn about what was in the hills, and what Sune could have been talking about when she visited her the previous evening. There, they learned that dozens of people had signed a book as the Unmarked. Remember is stunned by the amount of entries, especially considering the last entry was only 3 weeks ago. Elazar promised to tell them who had last asked for the book once he remembered. He then gave them some information about the deities of Adcord. Meanwhile, Temsin and Angerod went on errands of their own. At the Merchants Guild, Angerod could see a change in the building itself, and it seemed brighter than it was before. Safine and Remember left the archivist to go back to the blacksmith and fetch Safine's armor. The blue ties on this armor proved troublesome for the cleric, who asked for them to be changed out. Small note, last time we said plate mail, I did a bit more research about clerics and stuff like that. We're just going to say that you received chainmail.
Okay.
And with plate mail, it would have been upping your AC to 18. Instead, it will be upping your AC to 16.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't have disadvantage on stealth.
You do not have disadvantage.
So 16 instead of 18, but no disadvantage.
Right.
Cool.
Temsin and Angerod also visited the Bee's Knees to get the necklace that Angerod had ordered. After this, the party reconvened together to group up and head towards Lightsbend. And that is where we start our journey today.
Lightsbend is a jeweler.
Yeah, so we ran into the dude, Skamos, who was in the... somewhere.
Merchants.
That one. And his cousin, Fionna, is the jeweler who runs the Lightman.
Wait, we what?
you guys said that after you were done with the blacksmith and they were finished with these knees,
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
met up again.
Oh, meta. I thought he said leveled up, and I was like, wait, what?
No, we didn't even get XP from last session, but we don't think we got
Yeah. Side note. We're still ending at 11.
Potentially, yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. We're gonna probably 11. We'll see if it needs to go any later. If it does, it's not a big deal. The dogs don't need to be let out for 8 hours.
Okay. Just wondering. I didn't make anything
I don't know.
I'm trying to find this so that you can do it as soon as possible, but I didn't actually apply. They found me. So
Oh,
I don't know how to apply.
That's okay. Do we have the handbook? Like, the player's guide? Thank you.
We walk to the Lightsman and then knock
We
on the door.
meet up!
Yeah, where
Right.
did we meet up?
After we did our bee's knees and then
You met up in the pathway.
Yeah, okay.
These are my notes for session 9. I want you to know that there are 3 bullet points and that's it. And one
Spiritual
of them
weapon,
includes,
but make it touch.
yeah, and also a big ass spider. That's all my notes are from last week. Or last time.
Now, did you want to continue on towards Lightsmen, or did you want to do what you were discussing before? Take a detour and do some character development?
Yeah, we're all together.
We might as well, yeah,
let's-
we were gonna hit up Lightman. We should do that. What time of day is it? Can you step back from the
It's
mic?
the next day. It's probably by this point about midday.
Okay. Did I picked up the armor for Fitzum?
Yeah, we both did.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I have it noted here. Well, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah, so I guess we make our way to Lightsman.
Making our way downtown. All right. So you all head down towards the Lightsmend, and compared to the bee's knees, which was fancy in its own way, Lightsmend could almost be said that it's glamorous.
Sorry.
You can see this plaque, this beautiful, beautiful carved and painted plaque with the name above the door, which is nicely polished. The entirety of the building looks like it's been scrubbed clean. And as your party enters into the shop, you can see that just as much, if not more, care was taken with the interior. You have gleaming glass cases all around displaying the jewelry. You have this beautiful chandelier overhead. Hangarod would almost feel at home in this sort of place. You have polished sconces on the walls, and you have this beautiful tapestry as a curtain separating the front room from the back. And as your party enters in, a small chime goes off above the door, and this very elegantly dressed tiefling woman moves the curtain aside, and she says, "Hello, my name is Fionna. How can I help you?"
Remember is holding all of her appendages very close to her body and like trying to make sure that nothing could knock anything over because they've been in too many damn jewelry stores and she's scared.
Sophie starts touching everything.
And as Sophine is going around just touching the glass cases, Fionna, who is this black, just all black tiefling woman with gold painted on her horns and gold wrapped around her tail, she steps up and she's just about Sophine's height, and she has this very elegant royal blue dress on. She says, "And are you looking for anything in particular today?"
Well, I'm not a fan of blue jewelry. We seem to be having some troubles with those.
Is it not a good shade for you? I think it would go lovely with your eyes.
It doesn't match my hair color. She has black hair. So she's just making things up. She just wants to touch things and be left alone.
Oh, I can assure you, blue and black look absolutely marvelous together.
Satan,
And
but
she
make it
like
fashion.
gives her gown just like this swish of fabric, and like as it brushes up against your legs, you can feel like this is silk. And she's just extravagance personified.
Hangarod is living. Just like FYI.
Is there anything I can help you find that isn't... What did you say? You were not interested in blue jewelry?
Personally.
Oh, I see. And what of the rest of you? Were you looking for anything special?
Hello, darling. My name is Angra. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well.
You said your name was Fionna, correct?
Yes, Fionna Dockthorn. How are you?
I'm very, very good.
And she sweeps into this little curtsy and she's like, and what is it you're looking for today?
Well, your cousin actually sent me this way, Scammer, so I had the incredible pleasure of meeting him not too long ago. He said good things about you. He told me to come here specifically.
My cousin Skamos.
I fear I said something inappropriate from your reaction there.
No, not at all. If Skamos sent you, then clearly you're looking for something very special. Are you all together, or is it just you?
We're all together in our group ventures.
I see. Then
Oh, she's gonna murder
follow
all of
me.
us now.
And
Perfect.
she
Thanks.
gestures for you to like follow her back beyond the curtain, and it's just as elegant, just as well lit, just as lovely.
Take notes. Oh my god. I haven't taken any notes yet.
Can I do a perception check?
Yeah.
Just on that area.
Oh yeah, do I see anything like glowing? Is anything striking the fancy?
She is glowing like someone has lit her on fire.
Oh.
Also, I want it to be known that Safina like pretends to be walking with the group, and as they start to
I don't
like
like
leave
this
the front
dice.
lobby, she's just gonna like slowly walk in place, like in the movie where they like walk backwards though to where they come through the rest of the crowd.
Great.
Just lets everyone go with her.
Now, as the group starts to follow along by Fionna, I need you to make a constitution check.
Oh no!
That's not good. Hang on 1 second. Wait, you said Constitution? No modifier.
Yep, no modifier.
Okay, that's a 9.
Okay. So as the group is walking along, and Safine kind of starts to fall back because she's like, I'm gonna do some sneaky stuff,
Snake.
your chest begins to hurt. And it's kind of a weird sharp pain.
Good
And
anxiety.
you bring your hand up, and you realize that the bottle around your neck isn't there. And when you take your hand away to look, you see blood. And you see dark blue liquid on your palm. And you realize that somehow, some way, this necklace that has never left your body, this necklace that you have taken into fights, that you have slept with, that you have traveled with, has just broken and cut you. And the poison that you've been wearing with only a thin film of glass between you and your skin
I have a minute.
is seeping into your
I
blood.
have 1 minute. Legitimately, I have 1 minute now.
And
Is there
you-
any way any of us know what's going on?
Do you say anything to the group? Because they've started to follow her.
No one else is a healer. She just starts pacing hard.
Do I
And
notice
Fionna,
something weird going on?
Fionna does pause, and she looks back, and she says, excuse
You said it's on my chest?
Yeah, it's broke, like, you've got blood and this fluid on your hand.
Oh,
Looking like you're
God.
trying to steal something from a Macy's fan.
Right, the tag
And-
is all over.
And Fionna pauses and, are you alright?
She's gonna just rip part of her shirt and start like cleaning as much of it off of her as possible.
Okay.
Because she knows she just has a minute basically, but she's gonna try to sop up as much of it as possible before she needs to really start healing herself.
Okay.
So she's starting to calculate. Okay, I have 30 seconds before I
And
start
now,
getting symptoms.
as she's doing this, you all can see that beneath her tunic and beneath her gown, these weird shapes all over her arms are starting to glow.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
Oh no.
And it looks like it's spreading up her arms and
don't have
over
anything.
her chest and over her back. Where are all of those marks?
I can't
That's
help
great.
you.
Let me show
We're
you a
doing a
picture
fuck
of
ton
those.
of yelling right
So
now.
she starts panicking at this point because they take up only a good portion of her shoulder and her clavicle and like part of her bicep.
And
so she's like
they're
shaking and like pulling things as much as she can.
And they're spreading. Like it's glowing hardcore on your clavicle and on your shoulder, but everyone can see these glowing marks appearing all over your arms. Over just your body.
Okay.
Is there? Can I like make a medicine check or something? Like, can I figure out how I could help with this? Like,
do you can
at this point, like she's gone through 30 seconds of like she's sopped up everything she can sop up. She's just gonna try to start healing to make make up the difference for what she's got going on. And
Safina's not a bad alchemist. Safine studied hardcore what she was supposed to do. Safine made some of the most potent poison that the healers of Tardota had ever seen. And you all watch as the color starts to drain from her face. You start to watch as her lips start to turn blue. Okay. And I need everyone except Sierra to leave the table.
That was quick.
That was really quick.
I know.
So bad. Oh my gosh, I didn't think it'd go this ham.
Yeah. You told me what you did last time.
Shit.
So Safine's knees hit the floor.
Oh god,
Your vision goes black. And you can feel and hear your heart hammering in your ears. And everything is black. And Safine knows that she's dead. Safine knows that she just exhaled the last breath that would ever leave her body. And then the darkness starts to brighten. And she sees 3 ravens land in front of her. And she can feel her body. She can feel herself in this space between life and death. And she stands and she sees these ravens. What does she do?
She tries to gather herself initially. And she says, "What would you have me ask?" to the first raven.
And it preens its wings a little bit, and in a voice that definitely is not a raven's voice, it says,
"You're not supposed to ask anything."
And the second one, in a voice that is not a raven's voice, says,
"You're supposed to act."
And a voice from the third raven says, in a much softer, quieter tone,
"You were taught to heal. And what else were you taught?"
and they speak one after another.
Tardota is a place of cold. Tardota is a place of healing. Tardota is a place of hidden things.
And then the ravens come together. And it's almost as if your brain can't quite make sense of what it's seeing. Because the ravens move together, and then suddenly there's a woman standing there with a cloak of raven feathers. And her pale, pale face is just looking at you. And she says,
"Why would you make something that would kill you?"
This was supposed to be my choice. This was supposed to be my choice.
You wished to speak with me. How else would you speak with death?
go back?
Yes, because this was not your choice. But why would you make something that would kill you? You were taught better than this, Sophie. The mothers only ever tasted their poisons. Did you truly think that they would kill themselves? Not everything is as it seems, even something that you're told.
And yet, she still died.
Because she did not learn that lesson.
Because she was a foreigner?
Because she did her best to do as she was told, and to do it at face value. Being a foreigner has nothing to do with this. Your mother thought that she had to simply die, and to fight me when she asked to die. You are the only one who knew what was in that bottle. You were the only one who knew how potent it was. Why would someone poison themselves if they could only make it look like they had died? Not everything is as it seems.
Sometimes life is not worth living. You, of all things, should know that.
My place is not to decide when something is worth living. I simply take them beyond. You have straddled the line between life and death since the first time you drank from that cup. Is death what you want, Sophie?
I find myself questioning that more and more. Perhaps not.
Right now, they see you as dead. Right now, they see your body on the floor. Right now, I could take you across. I would be down a champion, and perhaps things would not go in our favor. But that is your choice.
Is she there?
She is. She is safe, and she is well.
But my father is not.
No, not for many years yet.
Maybe that will be enough. For now.
Do you wish me to bring you back then?
Would you tell me who I am championing for you against?
His name is Mogul. And we did not think he would become as strong as he has.
Mortal?
Created, as I suppose we all once were. But if I am to return you, I must return you quickly.
I will do this for you.
Thank you, Sophie.
But I may return.
And when you do, it will be your choice. But if you as strongly ask to speak with me, as you just did...
And then she kind of, like, pulls the collar of your shirt aside, and she covers it with her hand.
This is not a way to speak to the gods.
And your whole clavicle, your whole shoulder kind of burns for one white-hot second. And then when she pulls her hands away, every marking is gone.
If you wish to speak with me like this again, I will not offer you the same gift.
And my tea?
I cannot tell you not to take it. But really, what kind of healer has a mind that is always so foggy?
It's the Tartothian way, what can I say?
Is it really?
For many generations it has been.
When you assume that someone is feeble-minded, then you overlook them. When someone is feeble-minded. They overlook everything else.
Perhaps life will show me which one I am.
She kind of chuckles, and then she very briefly presses her lips against yours. And the minute that she does, you come gasping back to life.
The worst! Oh, God.
So, you all see, for about 15 minutes, you first see Safine choking and gasping on the ground. Fiona's trying to get you out of her shop.
Hello.
Because, for some reason, this random woman is now dying on her floor. And then...
She's down on the floor. She's also
Suddenly-
about getting us out.
And suddenly, you see Safine inhale, and as she comes back, you see that her lips have turned blue. That same corpse blue that they were, but now it's just lingering.
Oh shit, are you undead now?
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck!
She's gonna search for the necklace to see where it is.
It's gone.
You have to tell
She,
Sue
like,
that or
checks
I can
herself
try.
for a pulse.
You still got a pulse.
Oh, cool.
I think I'm fine.
Okay. Sabine, are you okay?
She, like, starts pushing all the hair out of her face. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Do you need a health potion? What do you need? What happened? What
She's
was that?
like, she's just going, like, touching all over her body. She's like, I think I'm back. It's fine.
Are you sure? Do you need
Back
me to go
from-
get someone?
We go back to the alchemist. Let's go. Straight back.
No, everything is fine. Everything is fine.
What do you mean everything is fine? You look like you were fucking dying and now your lips are blue.
Your lips are a very odd color.
This is a lot to process for me.
Would you like to go back to the barn?
No, I just want to keep going. I don't remember what we were doing, but it's fine. Everything is fine. I'm breathing. I have a pulse. I'm not undead. As a cleric, I would know.
Was that a concern?
No, but she said it, and I just wanted to reassure everyone. Everything is fine.
Safine, that is a deep transformation. Did something similar happen to you that...
She just, like, stares you dead in the eye and is like, this is a transformation? This? And she, like,
Dead in the
circles her
eyes.
lips.
And-
Dead eyes rocking the wall.
And what you would see is that the four of you are now glowing much brighter than Safine was just a minute before. Like, you had seen everyone kind of, their auras were several shades brighter than everyone else's. Now it's a few shades more.
Yeah, we're all
But you're
glowing
all-
together.
But you're all like a
glow up?
similar.
Like we all increased.
Yeah, you all increased.
So okay. Who have patrons?
Yeah, it's people who have strong ties to the gods. Is what I usually seek on. From what I can tell so far, it's strong.
People who just really like hi.
Which is why, because
Felicia.
Daniel and I were talking about
Is that her
this
name?
little
Fionna.
step
Fionna.
outside.
Fiona.
No, Daniel and I were talking about this last time. It's really interesting that the entirety of the Merchant's Guild glows. Because the
thought she
Merchant's
said
Guild
glows.
is kind of like removed from the gods. So why would they glow like that?
Money is a god.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're thinking right now. That's kind of where we're at. But yeah, sorry, sidebar.
Fiona, if you don't mind continuing, I don't know what we were doing. We were going somewhere into your lovely establishment. If we could just continue so that I could have some strand of normalcy in my life for 2 seconds, that would be grand.
Are you sure?
I feel fine. Don't lick on my lips.
And she's like glancing
No,
around.
I'm not your dress.
Angrad kind of like reaches into her little side pouch and pulls out a little thing of lipstick.
She's like, she scrambles. Right? I've never worn lipstick, but now I am.
It's like, oh.
It looks like Miranda sings. Like, she doesn't know what she's
And
doing.
But like two
Oh,
shades.
no. And she uses prestidigitation to just kind of...
It turns purple because her lips are blue and then the lipstick is red, so now she has purple lips. It's
That's
fine.
amazing.
Everything's fine. It's fine. It's all fine.
This is...
Very well.
Oh,
Are you?
Fiona, forgive us. I'm
Would
so sorry. This-
Would you like to come back a bit later?
I'm gonna take a walk. You guys just go ahead. I'm just gonna get some fresh air. And she just like bolts out.
Are you sure
Should
you
I-
do not
should I
wish to
follow her?
go with your
She
friend?
like falls
She-
over her shoulder. She's like, take notes.
she-
Okay, bye.
She. Is
I'm
she-
gonna follow her stealthily.
Oh, And you're gonna stealth after her, or you just like...
Well, it's not very
barely-
hard for me to hide from somebody who's running away, but I'm just gonna kind of follow her to keep an eye on her.
Blink into non-existence.
Wait, there were 4 of you, and now there's only 2.
Forgive me. It seems that my friend has come across a new medical condition she did not know she had. She...
Why don't we make a plan to meet later? I apparently need to clean some blood off my floor. Why?
Oh no, I can help with that as well.
It's fine. It's
Prestidigitation,
fine.
clean the little prints on the floor as well.
Thank you
That's okay.
very much. I see.
Burns through 2 1-level spells.
No, I have that cantrip.
Oopsies.
I am deeply sorry for the inconvenience that we've caused. Here, take, and I'm gonna hand her a gold.
Dang,
Take
alright.
this as compensation. No jewelry required. I'm deeply sorry. for my
It's
inconvenience.
very fine. Please make sure that your friend is all right. And
Thank you.
if Skamo sent you, then please, why don't you just come back this evening and I can show you some of my more special pieces.
That sounds lovely. Thank you very much, Fiona. You have been more than kind and more than we deserve.
Of course, my dear. And she like goes into a deeper curtsy.
Kind of nods head back. I don't curtsy to people, but
I
Not
never
like that.
curtsy.
Damn.
Right.
I,
All right. So
we'll try and figure out where she went, I guess.
y'all bolt off outside. Did she just take off running?
Yeah, she's just gonna blitz it. She's just
I
gonna
followed.
find somewhere to go.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm gonna
back to the archivist.
fill remember in on the glowing.
She's like, I need
Okay.
my sweet grandpa, Tarnothian grandpa. I just want to hide somewhere in these books.
Oh.
Okay, so you go running up into the Golden Heart. Tamsin is following you. The guards are like trying to like salute you, and then they like salute Tamsin. They're like, "What are they? What?"
Run, run, run.
And I don't think it would have taken very long. So you guys would have been able to see
Like where?
the direction that she's going. Would you have followed her?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're very trying to quickly salute all of you as you go blitzing up into the Golden Heart and chase her all the way up to this tower that... Ingrid, you've never been there, have you?
To the archivist?
No, I have not.
So,
Just be me and remember.
so Safine goes charging into this stone tower, Tamsin hot on her heels. Angarod, you and Tamsin, who have never been here before, you just see this circular room that is full of books.
Good.
Spiraling stairs going up. You see like a couple doorways here and there of like offshoots into other rooms.
Has quiet heart attack.
And as the door like slams open, a couple books fall off the shelves and you all hear, What are you doing to my... Oh, hi there!
Hi, Elzar. I just need a corner. I'm gonna just, And she just, like, kind of wanders
And
around.
he just like grabs your hand and then like very gently leads you over to a stool that's just, again, surrounded by books. There's just books everywhere. A couple beeswax candles here and there. And he just like plunks you down on the stool and he's like, now you sit right there and don't fall over.
I just yank the oldest book I can find and then just shove my nose into it.
Oh, hello there. How are you?
Hello, old man. Thank you for welcoming us into your place. What happened to you?
And she just, like...
And he's like looking down at Tamsin. He's like, oh, hello there.
Hello,
So good. I
I'm
love that man.
It's
Tamsin.
so good.
I'm Elazar. Lovely to
Elazar,
meet
it's
you.
a
And
pleasure.
hello, my dear. And he like bows and he's like, I'll go get you some pretzels. And he like walks off.
This man. She just continues to breathe deeply into this old-ass book as much as possible. You ever have something all your life and then you think, hey, you're never going to take that thing away from me, and then it does go away from you, but you're like, I didn't get rid of it myself, but someone else took it from me, and now I don't know what to do with it because I don't have it anymore.
No.
Yes, actually.
So it's kind of like that. But now, I don't have a lock of white hair to replace it.
Well,
So
I'm
now I have
thoroughly
this.
confused.
And then she goes, now I just have this. And she just like points back that she's like, I hate this color. This is the worst color. Why is it this color? This is the bad one. I don't like this one. I never wear blue. Have you noticed I don't wear blue? I always wear brown.
Elazar like walks back in and he plunks down like a bowl of pretzels and then he hands you like a mug of ale and then he like pats your head and walks out again.
She downs that thing like nobody's business. But sometimes change is fine. you know, if it goes away. I was just planning on, like, you know, me getting rid of it or something. But now I don't know what to do with it. And then people would be asking questions when I go back home. And then they're going to be like, oh, where'd your thing go? And I'd be like, I don't know, I got taken away. And they're going to be like, well, who took it from you? And I'd be like, now you can kiss you, though. It's totally fine. You can send me back to the family, but I'm not going to anymore. Because they're going to be like, well, who did that for you? You didn't solve it yourself. And then I'm going to be like, it's a problem.
I don't understand.
It's a Tartosian thing.
Angarad is gonna kind of go over to Safine and like kneel in front of her where she's on the stool and take her hands. Safine, you're going very fast after what sounds like a very traumatic experience.
You have an eye on your forehead. What do you mean?
I mean that.
And Elazar just kind of like peeks around the corner and he's like, oh.
Oh, crap. Elazar, we'll talk about this later.
You said it's not your choice if I get to write about it yet. And he like toddles off.
Looking confused over my shoulder.
Don't be mad. I made a deal yesterday. Remember, I was there and she said it was fine.
Don't remember what we did yesterday.
It's
ironic.
Safine, breathe.
She just holds her breath longer, though.
In. Out.
Finally, she goes, okay, I couldn't hold it any longer.
Breathe.
This is not a Lamaze class anymore. I don't bear children.
This almost sounds like it was as traumatic as of an experience.
Oh,
You know?
Lamas. Those are the furry ones that you get the fur from. To make blankets.
Yes.
You know Lamas?
I don't have those in my country. This is the worst thing that could ever happened. You wanted a beach episode and you got a beach episode.
With llamas.
Lamas.
With Lamas. I'm not familiar with that dialect.
Safine, did you have an experience like remember and I did?
I died. Against my will, and I hope she can hear about this. 'Cause she's always watching. I died. Because this bitch shattered my necklace. Which seems like a small deal. Except for when you make such a poison that it will kill you in under a minute without ingesting it.
Oh.
You were wearing a necklace for a poison?
Why would you do that?
So, Tartosian culture is kind of like the Catholic Church. It's fucked up.
Good, we know what Catholics are.
Yes.
What's a Catholic?
I'll explain it later. When we go to Tardos, you'll understand. It's part of a coming of age ceremony. It's part of a coming of age ceremony. And I do not complete it. And that's why I wear brown. Because I'm not a citizen. Not Tardos. And I look to see if Elazar is paying attention, because I know this homie probably already knows.
You hear him very loudly putting books away just beyond the doorway.
He's a good man.
I know something that no longer belonging to a country that you've lived your whole life in. You have my condolences.
It's been a long time. Regardless, if I complete it, which is to ingest it and heal myself, then I will be reinstated as a citizen and as a fully certified priestess. And now that I don't have it anymore. And I think I've never seen anyone come out with blue lips after the ceremony. But I'm pretty sure this is a repercussion of being healed by a goddess rather than healing myself. Perhaps repercussion is not the right word, but I don't know what this will do for me in my country now. Since I have not completed it, nor have I not completed it, I am somewhere in the middle.
You're chosen by a goddess. That sounds way wrong.
In a way.
Well,
More
it's-
of a warning shot, really.
Normally I find Dardothian culture very confusing, but I have to say the poison thing incredibly badass.
Thank you. We usually supply some kind of bomb resistance to most countries, if they're on our side. Quite handy. But regardless, that is the first time I've been kissed. Actually. In which case, welcome to Fruits Baskets, everybody. I don't know if I can go back to my home country now. But I do have a name.
You were kissed by God?
Death.
Remember's pissed. Remember's like moving books around.
Don't abuse Elazar's books.
Remember's gently putting the books back.
That sign can't stop me, I can't read. So, on that note, I have a name. Mogul. Mowgli.
Keep this train going. Keep this train going.
Mogul. I don't know what he is or where he's from, but apparently we've been championed to fight him, which is delightful information considering I've been lost this entire time.
Can you spell mogul for me?
M-O-G-U-L.
Like an indie mogul. And I asked her if he was mortal, and her response was he was created, much like the rest of us. I don't know about you. I'm not quite the same as a goddess. To some, maybe. I said, to some, maybe.
Well, this is incredibly simple. This is marvelous news. We will find this man and we will destroy him.
Right.
Perfect. No more running around. No more jewelry stores. No more
Was
it
there
takes it.
any
Thank
other
God.
information?
She said, things are not always as they seem, which is the most cryptic thing she
No
could
kidding.
have said to me. And also, if I try to kill myself again, I can't come back.
Wait, what?
Oh, I
Again.
didn't try this time. Or did I know? So there's a problem, right? Now my necklace is gone, so I can't really do that anyways, unless, I take another 3 years to make it again. So for now, I'm here. And my dad's alive or whatever, so it's fine.
That's a lot of information.
This is very many things happening at once.
But we are glad you are still here.
Yes.
Yes.
She doesn't say anything to that. She's like,
Zephine, when she said that he had been created like the rest of us, was she referring to us, the four of us, or to the gods?
It seemed like in us, as in me and her, like everybody, everyone's been created at one point.
Woman born. You can kill anything woman born.
I don't know that she was, or that he was. Does that mean I don't even know who she doesn't even know who she spoke to, really. I don't even know who I spoke to. Listen, you don't even get a name, they just go around kissing you. It's just, I swear. Watch your face when you go to try to, it's,
Was it a good kiss at least?
Most importantly, did you consent to this?
Yeah, I didn't. It's the Tartarian greeting. Now what can you do?
I'm never fucking going to that.
Well, they'll kill you if they kiss you, so they won't be kissing you.
Like they could reach me.
That is a fair point.
Are you
that
saying
I
all that?
Did not consider.
Oh yeah.
No, I meant Sabine saying all that.
Me? Yeah, it's an Earthian thing.
So, then you were accepted.
By her, yes, but you've not met the Elder Priestess in Tardodith. Man, are they obnoxious and...
By virtue of having been accepted by your goddess, so don't you have a bit of an advantage?
The saying, I have to see it in order to believe it, is one that runs strong. If they want to know how poisonous your poison is, they will use it on something. There's not much for faith, unfortunately.
In a country of clerics.
Right. It's a backwards society. Like I said, the Catholic Church, we will read about it sometime.
Well, if I may, it seems as though we've all had some type of encounter with a greater power than ourselves.
You did?
And if that is the case,
Everybody ignores.
I know, I was like...
then I don't think what's going on in our hometowns can dictate what we're being called to.
Oh, I don't plan on going back.
I wasn't implying that. I just meant that if your goddess accepted you and greeted you, then perhaps that should weigh more heavily than the opinions of those back in your hometown.
Please don't speak to me about my own country. You would have to live there to understand what all of this means.
Perhaps you are considering this mark that she has left upon you to be a mark of shame when really it is a mark of greatness. You have survived something incredible and she has chosen you for a reason. Do not wear the blue with shame, Zephine.
Well, up until about 10 minutes ago, I couldn't, because they would have murdered me. Much like your country, if we see someone else who hasn't passed the coming of age ceremony, then...
Well, that's not how that. You know what? I think we've all been through some interesting things this week. And it is very important that we do not try to speak for our gods or for anyone else's. We know what we experienced. We know what we were told. And all we can do is accept what they've said. There's no room for speculation. We're dust of the earth. And we don't need to try to interpret, only to act on what we were given.
Oh, fuck. Ugh. That was...
Pickles are coming.
What did you say?
I don't know. Faith?
I believe, Tamsin, you said earlier that we are maybe called to something greater than just ourselves. I believe that may be true at this point. There is something going on, something much bigger than Adjacent or Tardodith or Adgord or any of us or any of our countries. There is something truly evil affecting these lives.
Yes, the man. We have his name. We can go kill him now and we can take care of this entire mess.
I must add that we are the champions, apparently, my friends. I'm sorry, wrapping it back up. That
Are we
happened
your friends?
on accident, but also fortuitously. Thank
And
you.
we will keep on fighting until the end.
Correct. Now.
We are.
Whose end we do not know. But an end.
Okay, Rabbit, bring it back in. I forgot what I was saying. Okay, the point is
We are the
she-
champions of the world?
You could say it.
It's the whole world in jeopardy.
I hate
Sabine, I
everything.
don't know why you're laughing. This is no laughing matter.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
that was actually going somewhere and it just ended up being so fortuitous and I can't be stopped now. Don't stop me now. Anyways, that's not the right song. Anyways, continuing on.
We are having a good
Sarah's
time.
gonna have to cut all of this out.
Oh no, I'm leaving it.
What was I gonna say? Oh, okay. We are the champions that the gods have picked for us. I guess we are the ones that they want us to fight Mogul. But also, she mentioned that he has gotten far stronger than they had anticipated, which leaves me with much concern, considering they are gods. I don't know what we're supposed to do about that.
Strange that they would choose champions on the mortal plane to fight what seems to be a more than mortal enemy.
Also, only at level 4, my dude. I mean, come on.
We're level 4, my guy. I think it seems perfectly reasonable. We're a good team, we work well together. If he is a man, if he's not a man, if he's a demon or a spirit or
A woman.
a woman, person, thing, whatever it is, if we were chosen, I have every confidence we can beat it.
Bold of you to think that we could do such a thing.
You to assume. We were chosen by the gods, why should we have any doubt? I don't understand this. You believe in their divinity, you believe in their sovereignty, but you will not trust them when they tell you you are chosen for this. This is what we were called to do, so let us do it. No questioning, no hesitation.
I
We have
will
been
be
imbued with
questioning.
power.
She killed me.
And she brought you back to life.
I brought me back to life technically because I said please.
Alright, this ritual
This is getting more and more interesting.
Sophie quote 2018.
I brought me back to life. I said please.
Where do we even start?
I should have told her to say hi to my mom.
I don't know. Did they give you any idea how to find this man?
Remember is now having a heart attack
Did
in
you
the
actually
corner.
say that?
She said it to herself, really, because she thought I was just like, dang it, I should have.
Remember definitely made a big yikes face.
Big yike, big yike, big yike.
Big yike.
Uh,
Elazar,
And he just like peeks his head
damn it, I
around
forgot
the
he's
corner.
here.
Yes?
does the name Mogul mean anything to you?
Indie mogul.
Mogul.
Anything like it?
Well-
Anything in the histories?
Just a moment. And he goes off into the tower. You want him to dab off into
I
the
did
tower?
a plot!
And so
She's
he
like, I know
goes,
this
he
trick.
goes toddling off into the tower. And so he comes back, and he comes back with a pamphlet. And it's not very well done. It's
the latter day saints. The latter day saints.
he comes back with
Y'all, we cannot put that out as a recording. We are not gonna put the latter day saints.
he comes
We'll be
back
on some kind of list somewhere.
Listen, I already said the Catholic Church is a fucked up society.
I
Okay,
mean,
there's
Well,
no
even
going back.
Catholics say that.
Alright,
Wrapping it back up.
bringing it back. So Elazar comes back into the room with a small, badly written pamphlet. It's not really even folded quite cleanly. It looks almost like it was written by a madman.
They
The
should have got a pro.
scribbling just kind of goes all over the place. And he holds it out to you, Sophie, and he says, well, I have this.
He holds it out to remember because I'm the one that asked. She looks at it and she nods really gravely, and then she hands it to Sophie.
He just gestured
Can't
this
fucking
way.
read.
He's well aware that Remember can't
He
read.
just knows. He just sends it straight to me.
He saw what you were doing with his books before, and just like coming up with these beautiful metaphors of he ran fast, and he's like, oh, got you. So anyway, this was given to me, and I was asked to keep it here. I'm the archivist. I keep important texts. However, this was never shown around. They didn't come out with anything better than this. This was from a merchant traveling through, and he was
Merchant's name?
out of his mind. I don't think he had one.
Oh.
He just begged me to keep this and went on his way. But it speaks about a man named Mogul. And it's very odd. Because it says that the Mogul in this pamphlet is a god. But I've never heard of him before. I don't think anyone has. But this Mogul is fueled simply by commerce.
Indie mogul. Business mogul. Forbes mogul.
And so he just hands you this pamphlet, and then he looks at the pretzels and he's like, do you want more snacks?
We're gonna kill Trump. I'm so excited. Okay, now we're definitely
I have to cut all of this out. I guess I read it.
And so some of the pamphlet is just wild scribbling. Some of it is the name Mogul over and over and over.
Creepy.
But it's that same symbol of the Merchants Guild is written so hard into the back that it has like etched the parchment that it's on. Like you could feel it if you ran your fingers over it.
Pretty mysterious.
And it simply says exactly what Elazar just told you, that it's almost like a you should worship Mogul kind of thing.
Have you heard about the Traveler?
That's exactly what I thought about.
And that's about it.
Well, it's good to see he got a better marketing plan.
This explains why the Merchants Guild
And they have a
seems
shrine.
to have an aura. They did not have a shrine, but they were glowing. And I'm gonna, if I haven't already explained, because I don't think I've actually told you two about. I don't think I've told you. I think I've told the other two, but I don't think I've told you about why things glow. So I'm gonna just explain briefly.
Yeah, okay.
I see things that glow, and it's usually ties to religion.
Religious,
So like
okay.
really strong religious ties glow.
Okay, yeah.
The entirety of the Merchants Guild was glowing when I went back there, but when I asked about gods, everyone seemed confused. No one seemed to know exactly what god they were worshipping. It is almost as if this god has created on a fuel that people don't even know that they are worshipping.
Poor town was infiltrated and they didn't even know it. No.
Do you remember? Is this the same campaign? Do you remember when we went into the mines?
The root of all
And
evil. I was just thinking
yes.
about that shit. Oh my god.
But it was in Dwarven.
Mm-hmm.
Why was it in Dwarven?
Well,
There's a dwarf here!
Those guys were just renting the cave that we found.
But they weren't dwarves. They were
No.
humans and elves.
I know, the people that we found in the caves that we wound up fighting, they were
What
renting
if
out
we
the
end up
cave.
finding a group of
Had
dwarves
that-
that is dedicated to fighting commerce and they're like socialist dwarves?
Hell yeah, Assassin's
Oh
Creed
gosh.
capitalism version.
Oh my gosh.
Would just wild thing if I remember it, and I might not because it was a while ago. Would I remember if that writing and that trap on the door looked like it had been there for a while, or did it seem like it had been installed more recently?
I think because, like, obviously we've been playing for a couple months now.
Yeah. It's been a while.
That
Well,
yeah,
it's only
but
been,
it's only
like-
been like a week and a half.
Yeah.
It hasn't been very long at all. 2 weeks at most, I think.
Yeah. Because we
It had-
left with a decent
It
amount.
looked like it was freshly installed, like freshly carved on there.
Okay. Okay.
Does anybody need anything while I'm up?
No, thank you.
Can I have water, please?
Yeah, do you have a cup?
No.
This is incredibly interesting. It might be worth it. Worth it?
We're fighting a money god, people.
Shmoney.
This is the most
Elazar.
millennial ass shit.
I know, right? Do you know of any maybe guilds or societies perhaps that are maybe not fans of the merchants or money or prefer financial decrepity?
In Itesa?
There are anomalies.
Not that I'm aware of. Here we are, the center of all things that need to be moved. If trade happens, it happens here. Especially here in White Flag, we have very good ground.
Fair. Then she smears her lipstick that I'm sure to Angerod's sadness ruins it. Have you ever seen this happen to one of us?
Cannot stand it. Prestidigitation to take it off.
I have not. I've heard rumors. And he is starting to grin and almost hop a little bit.
You can't talk about this.
Of course.
This has to be hypothetical.
Lips are sealed, of course. Like the hypothetical.
If
Sorry, lips. Like the hypothetical eye, right?
Right. If you write about it, it has to be.
Pulls the down lower.
I didn't ask her yet, so I cover my half the visor wise so Angerod quote can't see me, and I'm like, I haven't talked to her about it yet. Gotta be cool,
Right.
Be cool.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
I have one more eye than usual. I can always see you.
That's kind of hot, but let's keep going.